Hey everyone. It was a spur of the moment training, so I wasn't sure we would have a ton pop on here, but I wanted to pop on and go ahead and share some best practices for doing our Facebook parties and beyond. So I'm going to screen share and we're going to talk about a few things. All right, so let me get that rolling. Now, let me get over. First, I want to show you guys, this is the Consultants Corner homepage, okay? Dash is where you're going to get rolling. You're going to find resources on how to set up direct deposit, how to set up your first show, how to find any of the trainings. It's going to give you product training. It's going to walk you through how to do an in-home show, how to do a virtual show. It's going to help you to get access to the marketing imagery. So you want to make sure you get in there and start your training pretty much as soon as possible. The modules are only a minute or 2 or 3, less than 5 minutes generally for all of them at a time. So you can do one every day, a couple here and there, and so many different options, okay? So that's one of the most important things. You're always going to see what your sales are. Your parties and orders are going to be here. And then you're going to have here on the left, you're going to have home, my parties and orders, my contacts, the stir news, explore. That's where you're going to find things like where Pampered Chef talks about Facebook practices, Disney guidelines, just short little snippets, even things for booking and recruiting and all of that type of stuff. It's there. You got Explore where you can search through everything, and I'm going to click on that in a second. Reports and Tracking where you can find your stats and all sorts of other stuff, your account. Marketing Imagery. You can actually search for images that you might want or need. That could be specials, that could be promotions, that could be featured this month, Pixar, recipes, all sorts of stuff. Plus you can search up here, okay? To get through virtual parties, you have to do the virtual and in-home party training, okay? You guys, this is a wealth of knowledge. You're going to find endless resources. You're going to have all the pictures available to you. You don't have to go searching for them, any of that type of stuff. It gives you posts for host coaching, posts to have the host use, training stuff, all sorts of different themes, okay? Options are endless, okay? Back to Explore. This is going to give you the specials, recognition, some marketing stuff, so you can kind of check, like, social media, training, Dash, what's in Dash, PC University is more training, booking parties. You guys, even if you don't get to talk with us, there is plenty of training on how to do stuff right in here, okay? So we have all of that information for you, okay? So let me close that screen. Now, I'm going to pop over to Facebook. I'm going to walk through setting up a show. Now, let's talk about setting up a show. What do we do? Why do we do it? How does Facebook work? Okay. Facebook has changed a lot over the past year. Direct sales, marketing, all that type of stuff has changed in the way that they want us to do things, because really and honestly, the intent and purpose of social media is not for business. It's for us to be connected and stay together. And if all we have is people getting business and wanting to be on here, we're not actually social, right? So one thing to do is make sure you are interacting with other people. Scroll through your feed sometimes and interact with different people. Maybe scroll through your friends list. Check out what's going on with some of those people because you care, okay? Don't always do things just because business, because sometimes you will be less likely to connect with others. Now, you're going to have new connections that are just for business, and that is quite all right. They have that expectation, that's when you do, but you never know what type of friendship will blossom, okay? Now, best practices. You guys decide how many days you want your parties to go, start to finish, how many days you want them open, how many days you want to run them with product posts, how much information you want to get. At a minimum, you want to make sure that you are giving them valuable information. And I mean valuable information by posting content. Why would they even want this tool? What does it save them for? Is it something that's going to save them time with shopping? Is it something that's going to up the quality of their food because you don't get crusty edges? You know, whatever it is, you got to figure out that. And there's a lot of information in the Dash product training, and sometimes just using the products will be helpful for you to figure that stuff out. Second off, make it fun. Make it entertaining. Have fun engagement posts, things that aren't even close to being salesy. You want people to be in there to have fun because it's a party, right? So you want that. And you want to offer tips and recipes because you, even if they don't buy anything, you want them to go home with some type of knowledge and information. Nobody coming into your party should ever be obligated to buy anything, okay? You want more people in there and more people commenting, so then more people are seeing the post, right? We want to be in a non-pressured environment. Think about it when you go to a party or you're doing something, and there's only 2 or 3 people, you feel a little more obligation to buy. And a lot of times, what you're buying is not necessarily as much as what you might if you weren't feeling obligated, okay? So when you have more people in there and more people active, people are actually subconsciously more freely going to spend, and a lot of times the order average goes up per person, okay? Next thing, inviting people. Do not invite people to a group. Do you understand? Don't invite. Facebook will show them a couple of posts and then they just won't see anything anymore. So these people are assuming that they are in the group and they are not, okay? They think that they're in and they've clicked to join, but they're not, okay? Because they saw a couple of posts in their newsfeed and then they're wondering what happened. So I sent a private, personal message. I don't care if it's email, I don't care if it's text, I don't care if it's a Facebook message. You send a personal and private message saying, hey, generic or their name, X person, here's what we have going on. Here's when it starts. Here's when it finishes. I have a sample message for you guys all in my host coaching document. But here is the link to join, and you put that link in there. So then if they are interested, they're going to click to join, right? So now, sometimes people will forget. They'll read it and be like, I'll click it later because I'm running out the door, whatever it is, kid sidetracks something, or a kid reads the message and then they didn't realize. Send a reminder message shortly before. This is something that if you're hosting your own party, this is what you do, okay? This is what you coach your host. You explain to them why. I have found that more people interact in my parties when my hosts have done the join link versus the invite. Whether they have the same amount of people in it or not, the activity is better because Facebook sees it as you clicking to join and say, hey, this content is something that I for sure want. Not a maybe, maybe not, okay? So just know that. So people don't always know these updates. They don't know the way Facebook has changed because Facebook isn't always 100% transparent, and that's okay, okay? It's their business. We just need to keep up with it and understand how it works, okay? So we want to make sure that we are messaging our host and we have expectations and we have ways for them to work together with us to have maximum success, right? So we want them setting goals. We want them messaging. I ask my host to send 50 to 75 messages. That means we're generally going to get 25 to 30 people in the group, right? Maybe sometimes more. And out of those 25 to 30 people, we're probably going to have 10 to 15 orders, okay? That 10 to 15 orders is generally going to net you anywhere between a $500 and $1,000 show. Depends on show average, depends on where you're at. You know, it could net you a $200 and $300 show, but generally speaking, you want the most bang for your buck. You want to help that host, you want to help yourself, and you want to maximize your time, okay? So if you're doing these practices and you're getting your host to buy in, you're going to win, and so are they, okay? I have a host that just recently, actually, every one of my hosts that I had one that she questioned, do you want me to do? Yes, I want you to do this. It'll take you a few minutes right now, but it will pay off. And then at the end of the show, I had her do some final follow-up. She has $1,000 show right now that I'm waiting to submit, okay? So it will happen. It can happen. Be intentional, all right? So the way I have found to be most effective is Facebook groups. Events go away. So if you end up extending the show and only had it a certain amount, it's going to go away and people are going to forget about it and they don't know how to find it, okay? Plus, the algorithm's not quite the same. And you can't use cinchshare to do the automatic posting into an event, okay? I was recommending the group events for a while, where it was easier, where the host could message everybody. I had several get confused and I was unable to tag people appropriately. So I have stopped doing group messages. Plus I ended up going in Facebook jail. So here are a few tips and tricks for this. Facebook group, okay? I'm going to show you how to set one up. I've showed it several other times in several different videos, but I'm putting this all in current Facebook stuff. I'm going to show you how to set it up. I have images already saved to my computer, and I am going to quickly get it set up. And what I do is I usually have them side by side, so everybody can, so it's easy to do that type of stuff. If you're not using cinchshare and doing automatic posting and I would like to, we need to talk. It is an easy way for you to maximize doing multiple shows at once and making it all easier. So give me 1 second. Okay, so, all right. I'm going to click this up, and of course we will have September, so I will bring that up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, open a new tab. Of course you can't see, there we go. All right, so, and bring this tab all the way down here so I make it easier. All right. Now my computer's going to be slow. All right. All right. So I've got a bazillion messages. Let me close them all. All right. Now I have this as my show. This is a show I have not started yet. So I'm going to leave this up. And what I'm going to do is I generally use pretty similar wording from month to month. So I'm going to come over to this other tab. I'm going to click up here to create. And then I'm going to go to create a group, okay? And I'm going to name this, let me see who I have coming up first. I'm going to name this Nadine's September Pampered Chef Party, okay? Because I have some people host multiple times, and this is easier for me to track on cinchshare because I've had several years worth now. I have another dummy account, add somebody, and I normally pin this to shortcut, but I already have 10 groups, so I'll have to, as my shows close, I get rid of the groups off of pinned and add my new ones that are coming up. So I leave it as a closed group, and then I click create, okay? And so what I've been doing, generally speaking, you always want to have a cover photo. You want to have something that's going to catch their eye, draw them in, right? I have one fun little thing that I found on one of the virtual party groups that I've been using. It's a banner. You can also use like Canva or PicMonkey, whatever you're comfortable with. and you can alter one of the cover photos that Pampered Chef gives us and do the same thing, and I very well may. I just need the time to do it later. So I'm going to click upload photo. And I was like, I swear it's coming. Okay, so then I have mine in my downloads. And then what I always do is I always search for my thing instead of scrolling. It makes it super easy. And of course, I'm doing this all from a computer. Many of you guys actually work just solely from a phone or tablet. And you do you, and you make it work for you, okay? So things may look slightly different. So I'm just going to click on this, and it's going to slowly think. And I'm going to click save. So then I don't have her order link set up, but I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click add a description, and I'm going to put order link, and I know the beginning. I might have it set up, but we'll see. And then all right, so I generally always have the same link. So then that way, when they click on the photo, they will actually see the order link, okay? The book a party, I need to figure out what I want to put on that link. So, all right, so I have that. I always link my VIP page, my VIP group on there, okay? So I recommend it. And I have another post that I do, so I just leave it go. All right, so I want to add a description. It doesn't always walk through this. Sometimes the description is right here on the right. But sometimes it pops up and walks you through. So I'm going to take and I'm going to grab this, and I will pop up and go this. I didn't link my group on that. You must not have asked me. Okay, sorry. All right, so I copied my description, and I'm going to wait a second for this to go back away. And then I'm going to click here, and I'm going to go here. And so I know that this is not the order link that I'm going to need. I'm going to change that, and okay, and I'm going to do this. All right, perfect. All right, so I've got that. I'm going to go back up to discussion here on the right. And if you're on mobile, it's going to be underneath the banner and all that. I have the description. I have the cover photo set. And so then what I do is I just Control V and do this again. And like I said, it's not the right link. I'll redo this later, but post this. And then right here on this little tab, I'm going to click Mark as Announcement. Okay. So now it's pinned up to the top. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to click over here on Announcements. Okay. And I'm going to scroll down. Okay. Oh, yep. There's my description. Here's my thing about joining my VIP group. I'm going to post that as well. And then I'm going to post. Okay. And then I'm going to make this an announcement as well. Okay. Then I'm going to come back over here. I use pretty similar wording. I'm going to have to edit some of this real quick and make it sound a little different because we're in a new month, new specials. Okay. All right. So, of course, the new consultant specials are gone. All right. Now I'm going to want my September specials here, right? So I'm going to come here and I'm going to search SEP, and I don't remember if it's P, so I just do P. Okay, so let me see here what I've got. And there we go. All right, that should be. I got to look and see what I have here. All right, so there's another one missing, but this will be the general idea. And I could even put a picture of all three of our kits on here as well. And I probably will, but for now I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to come back and edit it. All right, so I'm going to click to mark as an announcement, and then I have one more. This is how I win my prizes. Now I made up these images. You guys can make up your own images on how you want to make it work. You can just do text. I find people will look at the images and then read the text, and decide whether they want to actually read the text. So let me see here. I've got to find it. There we go. It was 8/20/19. Okay. That was not what I wanted. I don't want the mega show. This is what I get. All right. Nope, it's not. Okay. There, it was 8/9. All right. So then my other one was done 2/19. I labeled it this way. All right. So I have those in there. I am going to click to post and mark this as an announcement. Okay. And then here's our final steps of what I'm going to do. I normally will create a couple, all of my shows, sometimes at once, sometimes not. It depends. I usually just try to do them a week at a time. So I'm going to come down, click on more, edit group settings. I always like to change this image. I got my description already. I'm going to add app because I use cinchshare. So I'm going to make sure cinchshare is added. And it takes a minute to do. All right. So one other best practice we want to make sure we're doing, we're wanting to make sure we're helping to coach our hosts to get to those goals that we set. If they haven't yet, give them ways that they can do that type of stuff, and don't be afraid to help them because they've wanted the host to be successful. Them being active, engaged is always going to help. All right, so I searched for cinchshare, found cinchshare, clicked added. Okay. And then I'm going to link my business page because this is how I'm going to post, okay? I'm linking my page, clicking done. Now I'm going to click save, okay? And then that's all there is to it. Now, done all of that, right? So I'm going to close out on this one. So that way I have better access to my cinchshare, and I'm going to show you how to cinchshare it up. So cinchshare is a great automatic posting service. There is one setting that I will show you here in a little bit to make sure it's set to public. I did share it in the Facebook page for our team, so you can also look there as well. All right, so, oh, Lord have mercy. All right, so this is where you can create a brand new post. The second one down is how you're going to refresh your networks, okay? I'm going to click refresh so I can find Nadine's show. And it always takes a minute. There we go. All right, so good God, all these telemarketers. All right, so these are all Facebook groups that are associated with my timeline. They are also my show groups, okay? So I am going to scroll down through all of these because these are not the ones I want. Okay, I want to get down to my Facebook page. Nobody does it like Sarah Lee's. And then I'm going to search for Nadine, okay? There we go, because I have a lot of them and it's a lot to scroll through. I'm going to click hers, and then I'm going to click link. And then it's going to pop up that her show was there. So I'm going to come down, and I'm going to go to the linked groups and look for it. Sometimes it'll pop up in alphabetical order where it belongs. And it did. So I'm going to make this heart dark. Okay. And there you go. And sometimes it's at the bottom too, which I don't know which one is which, but so there it is. It's in there. It's done. So then I can go and I can either click to do a history and say I want to do the same outline. Okay. I'm going to click and there we go. So I'm going to just use this one. Okay. I'm going to go, and this is descending, and I got to move my thing. I'm going to sort ascending. Okay. And then I'm going to select all. Then I'm going to click on batch post. I'm going to pick my start time, pick my network I want, and declick that. So say I wanted hers. I'm going to say that time. I'm going to click add interval, and it's going to do that. So this little binocular here is find replace. So say I want to use their name. I can change it from Susie to Bob if I want. And then once I do that, I save that and then schedule batch. I am not doing that. So I'm going to come over here. This is also where you can create your brand new outline. So I could say I want to do the first show. I want to do, Nadine's, and then I want to use something and go ahead and do that. I can also, if I were scheduling that batch post and scheduling it, and I only wanted to change a portion of the things, I can do that. But I can also go and take parts from other shows and say I want to do, I wanted to do 2 different shows. I could say, oh, I want to do these ones. I'll batch post those and these ones, and then just get their start times and the intervals set up. There are some more videos on how to do more with cinchshare, and we can walk through some of those features. I can also share an outline with you if needed. So those are how you set up your Facebook party, how you go ahead and schedule your Facebook parties. If you're manually doing it, you can actually schedule posts. If you look down here at the bottom, you see this little time, so you can make all your posts up and then just click that timer and schedule it for the date and time that you wanted. So lots of different options for you to use and be successful. Okay. Stay active, stay engaged, encourage your host to. You generally want to make sure that you're giving information on a post. Don't ever just share a picture, ask a question, try to engage people, share why people would like it, share what they want. People do like seeing you, even if you feel like you sound like a dummy. I hate doing videos like this. I feel like I don't sound great, but I am giving great information and I am sharing it with you guys, and I'm going to always critique myself, and that is okay. But you got to put yourself out there and you got to do it. Pampered Chef is simple and it's easy. It's about asking people to host, okay? The worst they're going to say is no. And if they unfriend you or block you, then they probably weren't worth being your friend anyways, okay? Because they're probably kind of crummy, okay? If their panties are going to get in a wad because you asked them and invited them for something you're excited about. Not good. Second, sending private messages. Message, friends, family, potential hosts, all that type of stuff. Follow up. The messages matter. People want that personal connection. That's why Facebook is going more towards wanting people to message the small groups and communities. Create a Facebook page, okay? You need to be posting as your page. That way Pampered Chef doesn't feel you're as much as a threat. You are a business operating. Watch how fast you're liking. Watch how your posts sound. Don't always talk about salesy ones. Facebook will actually demote it where people won't always see it. It's the way the algorithm works. Don't say comment bait. So you don't want to say comment a certain word. You don't want to say like or love or hate to get, if you want this. That's all called like clickbait and comment bait. Don't do that. Facebook frowns upon it. And when you do that type of stuff, they are going to eventually put you in Facebook jail. So that's why I will say drop a gift, drop something, drop your response below if you're interested, message, whatever. I do that because I'm not directly asking for a comment, and I'm not telling them to comment a certain word, and then it's easier, okay? So words matter. How you're messaging your host, how you're messaging your guest, how you're making your post, they matter. So continue to watch that and do the dash training. Some of the wording will come up, and Pampered Chef will share some of that stuff. So the resources are all there. All you have to do is take advantage and do simple stuff. It's all about connecting. It's all about asking and sharing. Okay, guys? Have an awesome week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.